Hi, this is Cyndee with Angelathart Crafts. I want to thank everyone for watching my video, the ones that have subscribed or if you're new. I appreciate everyone. It helps my channel if you go ahead and if you like the video to give it a thumbs up. Give me a comment, good, bad, any type of constructive criticism is even fine if you'd have done something a little different. And if you like them, subscribe to my channel. And then I will go ahead and try to get some more things up posted that you like. If you'll go ahead and hit the little bell, that'll notify you every time I upload a video, and then you can watch it. So let's get to crafting. For our first project, I'm going to take these two little vases that I got from Dollar Tree. They had little styrofoam plugs in them and then some little flowers. I've already removed the flowers and used them for another project. But now I'm going to go ahead and use these two vases. And we missed the video that showed where I went ahead and painted the inside with a folk art paint, lipstick red, that you can probably get at Walmart. Then I'm putting in now some red sand for the weight in the bottom of these vases. That is from Dollar Tree. I've lost a little bit of video. My battery keeps dying and I can't tell that it is dead. But I'm getting that fixed so that we won't have any more of that problem. I'm going to fill the second vase because I am doing two of these. I have already taken glued moss to the styrofoam corks that were in the top of these two vases. That was a part of the video that disappeared. Okay, I've got some sand in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the corks back in. The moss that I use is also from Dollar Tree. Then I've got these two little air plants that I got at Lowe's. I believe they were $2.99 a piece. I have had one years ago, and I wanted another couple, a pair of them this time. I'm taking the tacky glue that you get from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it around the base of the air plant so that I can get it put on top of this moss. I'm going to get it put where it's centered on here and it's sitting in a good position. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and remove the other one. More video that was lost happens to be after I put, the next step is that I will be putting dots on the outside of the vases, and that I have, but the ribbon around the neck of it and a bow tie along with a gem in the center is missing. But you'll be able to see what it looks like when it is all done. I'm going to go ahead and put some dots on it. My kitchen is red and black, and so I thought this would be cute and it would go ahead and match. The little dotting tool that I'm using happens to be from Amazon, which I will link down in the tool section down below in the description. Dollar Tree does have one that can be used, and it's the exact same. I just didn't happen to grab it. I do have some and do use them quite a bit. Going to speed this up some so that you don't have to watch. This video would take all night long if I let you watch it in the timing it actually took. And I did make mistakes, but I just was able to wipe it right off. I didn't do it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it with these dots on top of the glass. I'm going to go ahead and go back and put Mod Podge all over the outside of them so that my dots will stay and I won't have any problems in the future with them getting washed off or rinsed off as I'm misting the plants. I did forget to mention that the black paint is Annie's acrylic black paint. You can see now what the completed project looks like. The part where the bow was put on has been lost, but I can tell you that I took a small piece of ribbon, put it around the neck of the vase, super glued that on, and then made a small bow and attached wire to it to hold it together. Clipped my wire, dovetailed the ends of the ribbon, hot glued it on, and then attached a small little gemstone to the center so that you couldn't see the wire. Let's start our second project. Okay, I have 5 candle holders, and these are pretty delicate from Dollar Tree. And I'm taking and I'm mixing some Waverly chalk paint in the color of elephant, and then I'm going to add Waverly chalk paint in silver lining. There is no measurements on this. I'm just trying to get more of a look of concrete. So my mixing tool here is a part of a set that I did get at Dollar Tree. And I've already painted the candle holders white just to prime them. And I want to paint and realize I have forgot a major component. I'm going to add baking soda to my paint so that it gives it a little bit of texture and will look more like concrete. I'm not mixing in a whole bunch, just some. And again, there's no measurement to it. It was just a matter of I'll throw some in and see how it looks. See if it's got the texture that I'm looking for, and I have already gotten the color that I wanted. And then I just want to make sure that I mix it up really well. I don't want any dry clumps or paint without the baking soda, and vice versa. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start painting. And again, I'm trying to give them the look of concrete. Now, I didn't take all the stickers off the bottom of these. I'm not real worried about them. I'm going to be placing felt on the bottom, so I don't really care whether the stickers are there or not, except that I do not want them showing around the rim. So I am going to go ahead and pull a few troublesome spots off. And boy, these candle holders are very delicate. I really was looking for the thicker, more robust candle holders at Dollar Tree, but none were available. So I picked these up and figured that I would go ahead and just make them work. Now, I could have taken my heat gun and gone ahead and, heated up the bottom, and those tags would have come off real easily. But again, I'm going to cover it up with felt, so it doesn't really matter. There I go. I decided at first I was going to go ahead and try to get it off of there. And that heat gun I did get from Amazon. I will take in all the products that I have used. I will take and put information about where I got them and or the colors down in the description box below. I think I get really frustrated on trying to get some of this off. I think it finally dawned on me, hey, you're going to cover it up. It doesn't matter. So now I'm going to go back to painting. I think. Okay, here we go. Who would have thought baking soda mixed with paint would make it look a little bit, and of course the coloring being correct, but would make it look like concrete. Absolutely amazing. What do they say? There's all kinds of uses for baking soda. Well, I can add one to my list now, adding it into paint. I really think that this paint with the baking soda in it might be a little bit of an insulator and possibly make these candle holders a little bit more stout because they are very delicate. Okay, I've gone ahead and gotten all 5 of them painted. And here I have some coasters. I think that's what they called them at the store. I got them from Dollar General, and they were $1 a piece. And so I'm going to go ahead and start by painting the bottom of all these. And there's 5 as well. There's 2 of these, as you can see right there, that is kind of shaped like a flower. I tried to find them all like that, but they didn't have them. They only had the 2. Okay, while they're drying, we're going to go ahead and do some touch-up or pretty much repaint, put a second coat on the candle holders. And you know, I got this idea from Jess at DIY House and Crafts. She does a really nice job. I will put her link down below. She is the one that came up with the recipe to put the baking soda in the paint, or at least to my knowledge, that's who I discovered it from. So I'm going to link her video down below. You ought to check her out. She is a pretty talented little gal. I have missing video also to this one, but I will tell you that I'm going to attach those coasters, glue them onto the top of these candle holders to make some risers so that I can display different things at different levels. And I do end up dropping some of them, which I am really good at doing. So out of 5, 2 broke, and I have to tell you, both of them that broke, it was not the candle holder that broke. It happened to be the coaster. So the paint really did some insulating. And that's what they look like at the end. All right, our next project, we are taking 2 hearts from Dollar Tree. One is an open heart with an arrow, and the other is a solid. And again here, I have missing video. It seems like certain days, or maybe each day, but I've got the remedy coming from Amazon shortly. So I just got to get through the videos that I have already recorded, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, I'm going to remove this arrow and save it for another time, and then remove the tinsel off of this. And get some tools, something that I love to play with. I have to tell you, I really like my little air plants and the risers. But this one, for me, is my favorite. You could let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, or if you would have done something different. Tell me how you would have changed it. But soon I will manage to get all this tinsel off, and then they have little knots, plastic knots around the outside of both hearts, and I'm going to clip those off. It's better to do it with wire cutters so that they don't ruin your scissors. Should have speeded through this a little bit more. I thought I had all of it rushed through. It was a pain to find the beginning. Oh, I'm trying to remove the hanger. I like to keep all these little parts. I always have something that'll come up that I can use it for. The tinsel, I'm not crazy about tinsel, so it's going in the trash. Okay. So now I have Waverly chalk paint in hazelnut and can't seem to figure out where the camera is. I'm going to go ahead and paint. You can see that these hearts are like a burgundy color, and I do not want them to show through on the material that I'm going to be putting over the top of them. So I've gone ahead and added the paint to it. Again, the paint I got at Walmart. This particular paintbrush I might have gotten at Walmart as well. I know I've got quite a few of the Dollar Tree paintbrushes, but I do have some from Dollar Tree or from Walmart as well. I'm not worrying about painting the back because it's not going to be seen. In the last videos, you're going to see where I have taken off the hanger on the open heart, and then on the other one, there is just a little solid square that I go ahead and also remove. I believe this video also doesn't show a bunch of the material attachment, as well as both hearts being attached to each other. Again, an issue that is being dealt with. You're going to get plenty of video showing me painting, even the second time around. But there is missing video up and coming. Okay, our 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint are dry, so now we're going to put the burlap on. So I start and put a little hot glue down, just trying to get some contact points, because this is obviously going to be real close on the top and the bottom. And I just start cutting around it. And because I did cut it so close, I decide that I want to go ahead and start at the bottom. But then get my clips and go ahead and clip it so that it will be straight across there, not sagging. And I'm not pulling too hard to pull it away from the other edge, because there is not a lot of room to work with. The little finger guards that I was wearing are also from Dollar Tree. Here is a sign I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and stress it because I'm thinking about using it on the heart, or double heart, I should say. And then I think, oh, wait a minute, maybe put home, but the letters are really too big for it. And the Home Sweet Home, I take a look at that again, but it is a sticker, and it's got a backing, and it's going to show too much on the heart. So I decided to use the home sign with the heart at the end of it that I got from Dollar Tree. I've painted it with Waverly chalk paint in ivory, and now I am taking my Waverly chalk paint in be good if I could remember. I'm going to stress it with the, wouldn't you know, mineral. That's the one I wanted to say. Waverly chalk paint, and the color is mineral. So I'm going to stress it a little bit. And what you do, the little brush is from Dollar Tree. It is a chippy brush. And you just kind of lightly go over it. Or you can put it really dark. It's up to you, whatever you like. Mine, I just want to put enough on there so that it does look a little stressed. And you can see I already have the burlap attached to the other heart, which wasn't shown, or attaching both of them together. I apologize for that. But now we're going to get home on there. Something else that was lost is I took some jute string and made a little hang-up cord, tied a knot on each side, and glued it onto the back side. And I went ahead and took a piece of wood on each side and glued it across the string to give it extra strength. Here I'm going to put E6000. It is a long-term holding glue, and I'm going to put it on and leave areas where I can put hot glue on it so that gives it a more a hold that is immediate, whereas the other one is the long term. So we'll get that done real quick. Okay, I'm going to get ready and get the hot glue on it. You don't really want to mix the two glues together. They don't do very well that way, but you just leave little gaps where you can place the hot glue. Then hold it down until the hot glue goes ahead and does its thing and is causing a hold. I kind of want to make sure that it gets, well, there it is. I did want to make sure that the whole thing held well. Here I'm getting some wire. I usually use wire to tie my bows together. I was taught to make bows by a florist when we had a flower shop. And so all the bows are tied together with wire. So here I've got some 2.5-inch burlap ribbon that I picked up at Dollar General. And you can see I take, and all the ribbon at a flower shop is pretty much one-sided. So you take and you turn it, make a loop, and then you turn it at the middle where you're putting your thumb so that you can make that pretty side back up again. And that, like with this ribbon, it's not as important, but it is how I was taught. So you just make your loop and then twist it, put it under your thumb, make a loop on the other side, twist it. And I usually wrap it around my finger so that I can cover up my wire, but I don't have enough ribbon to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the wire around the ribbon and then twist it. And then I learned how if you twist it and then hang on to the ends and just kind of crank them, it tightens it without you having to do so much twisting. It's a little bit easier way of tightening it up. And I'm just going to go ahead and try to pull everything out. And I think my bow needs something more. Now this is a florist ribbon. It is shiny on one side and then bland on the other. So I put out my tail, I twisted it, I'm making my loop, I twist it, and I'm going to make another loop on the other side, put my thumb over it, then twist it after I make sure they're the same size. And I'm going to twist it and put my thumb over the twist and hold it while I make another loop on the one side. And then I do another twist. Smaller ribbons I have a really hard time hanging on to, as you'll see. I'm going to finish the loop on the other side. And I twist it, put it under my thumb, and the twisting is just getting the pretty side to show back up on the loop. And I twist it again so that I can do the other side. Loop it, put it under my thumb, twist it, put my thumb on top of the twist. Then I go around my thumb and twist it so that I can make a hanging piece of the ribbon that is shiny. Then I get the scissors, cut off the end. And I was going to attach it to the burlap ribbon. I should have just gone ahead and put wire around that ribbon by itself, and I wouldn't have had as many problems as I'm about to have. But problems and mistakes, it's a learning tool. And then you can at least show baby how to repair it so that if you decide to try this, then you know what to do to be able to fix the problem. So I'm definitely not afraid to show when I've made a mistake. I would rather make them so that maybe you could see how I took care of it. If you have another idea, I'd love to hear it. But I would rather at least give you one option to be able to repair it. gone ahead and opened up a ribbon and put it around the yellow one in the burlap. And I'm trying to tighten it up. And I didn't catch my little loop that went around my thumb. If I can get it back in camera view. I'm trying to get a hold of another piece of wire so that I can try to do this differently. I don't like the way the yellow or the ivory ribbon looks on top of the other one. Not to mention, I want to attach that little loop that goes around your thumb. That's what hides the wire or whatever it is that you're using if you happen to use something else. And I did not catch it, so I thought, well, fine, I'll just get another piece of wire and we'll catch it. I haven't figured out yet that I don't like it. There, I'm doing the little crank to tighten it up. Like I said, after you've got a couple of twists on it, that is real easy to do. I was trying to tighten it up because the burlap ribbon wasn't tight enough. The wire on it wasn't tight enough. I want to put a little greenery, so I'm going to shove. This is eucalyptus, and I got this from Walmart. I'm just trying a couple different things to see what I like. Put the bow on the top and some greenery. Oh, that's better. I finally figured out the camera needed to be wider. And I missed the part where I remade the bow and put in some lamb's ear greenery. You can see it there on the upper left-hand side. Thank you for watching my whole video. I ask that you please go and like it, leave me a comment, and if you would please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you all.